Have you ever put in the hard work, solved the problem, and then sent that code review out into the void, only to find yourself waiting? It's like sending an email and then checking your sent folder every 10 minutes, hoping for a reply, all while you're supposed to be moving on to the next big thing. Take a look on the left side of this graphic at the icon labeled Day 1 Code Push. Here is what is actually happening. You, the engineer, are heads down in your IDE. You write the solution. You might even run some initial tests, thinking you've nailed it. You click push and that PR lands in the repository. That's scene 1. But notice that label just below it, time-consuming manual analysis. That's your first hidden cost. That brief moment of victory is immediately followed by nothing. Now, follow the arrow to the right, to the icon with the magnifying glass over the screen labeled Day 2 Manual Review and Backlog. Here's your senior engineer. They're likely context switching, buried in their own code, or stuck in a backlog themselves. The longer that review sits there, the more context you lose on your own work. When they finally get to it, what do you think they're looking for? A deep dive on architecture? Nope. More than half the time, they are finding the obvious. Look at those red circles. They are magnifying. They are pointing out missing edge cases and simple logic errors. The exact same ones listed in the panel to the very far right and listed at the bottom under costs of manual code reviews. This is the hidden quality gap engineers would not expect, and it is a major counterintuitive beat. The very senior eyes you think you need for high-level insight are instead more often than not being used for glorified linting. You're waiting days for a human with expensive time to tell you that you missed a simple null check. That is what leads to that frustrating orange text. Days later, you pushed on Monday, it is now Wednesday, and you're just finding this out. So you get that feedback and you loop back the large orange arrow from day 2 to day 3. Rework and resubmission is where the pain points list, slower development cycles, and increased burnout, which you can see mentioned again under increased risk of undetected bugs and frustrated developer experience on the right. This is where your code, which felt so solid days ago, is now on day 3 of a logic review, as seen on the summary at the bottom under the text, slower development cycle. That whole middle section, the looping flow, is just context switching and wasted senior time, not true human ingenuity. This is the state of human manual code review. But notice that blank top right corner of the visual. A few pixels of something is just peeking in at the top of this diagram. Keep your eyes right there. You know the feeling. It's midway through the sprint. Your coffee is hot and you're ready to clear that queue. But then you look at your board. This is what's actually happening. On the left, look at that column labeled In Progress. It's a traffic jam of orange cards, each stamped with a giant red block. While you should be building new features, half your sprint is sitting in limbo and your velocity is tanking because you can't get that one critical PR out the door. So you decide to push forward. You pick up a complex new task, like that performance optimization card sitting in to do, and you context switch into deep focus, but follow that arrow right into the core of the bottleneck. 3 days pass just as you finally get into the flow of your new problem. Ping, it's the notification you've been dreading. You trace it from left to right, straight into the code review, nitpicked screen. Look closer at what's in that magnifier on the right. You've just had your flow shattered and were dragged away from an architecture problem. Why? For 3 whole days your code was waiting. And the crucial feedback that just broke your concentration, it wasn't about the complex algorithm you spent a week on. It was a simple nitpicky logic issue or a missing docstring, right at the top, clearly labeled minor issues. That is a brutal hit to engineering motivation. But what if that loop wasn't manual? Have you ever hit push on your code and immediately thought, wait, did I leave that print statement in? Or did I handle the empty array case? We've all been there. It's that split second of doubt. Now look on the left. Instead of just hoping for the best, this engineer is stopping before they push, Right there in his terminal, he's running Claude Code Agent Self-Review. That's it. One command run locally. You're essentially hiring an incredibly smart junior engineer to do a 20-second sanity check before you involve your human being. Here is what that command is actually doing in real time. Follow the arrow to the center. While the diff is being fed in, indicated by the label analyzing the diff at the bottom. An AI agent isn't just looking for misplaced semicolons, it's performing a genuine multi-vector analysis. Trace this clockwise from the top left. First it hits logic errors. It's working the control flow, checking complex loops for obvious bugs. Then it dives into edge cases. It's analyzing the code to identify missed boundaries, like that empty set you were worried about, or the integer overflow you didn't consider. Next, it reviews the entire security surface. It's scanning the new code, not for signatures, but for risky patterns and potential exploits that are context specific to your logic. This isn't a dumb linter. For example, two tools engineers use in production today are SonarQube and SNIC. Here's the key difference between them. SonarQube is broad, standard, and rule-based for quality, while Snake is hyper-focused on security vulnerabilities in your dependencies. But this agentic self-review can spot an insecure logic pattern in the code you just wrote that neither of those tools would necessarily catch. Finally, it checks readability. It confirms your code adheres to standard best practices and your style guide, ensuring your comments actually match your implementation. Not just that you have comments. It's counterintuitive, but the biggest win isn't even finding the bug. The biggest win is that when you move to the right and see review complete, you can view the detailed report right there. You fix those obvious items yourself and then you hit push to repository. This means that every single pull request you ever open from that moment forward is already fundamentally cleaner and high quality. But this only works if your team actually trusts the output. The hard part isn't the workflow, it's scaling it. Next, we are going to look at the process of getting the senior engineer out of the loop entirely. Have you ever left your house, locked the door, and then walked down the street only to be stopped at the corner because your home security system detected that your back door was actually ajar? You fix it right then, locally, before you get 10 miles away. That is what a mature engineering team is standardizing on. Look over on the left at all these individual developers sitting at their stations. They aren't just pushing code and hoping. That blue shield labeled pre-push GIT hook is where the team creates a shared quality baseline. Instead of asking one human to remember 50 rules, they wire their agentic review right into that hook. This changes the very definition of a code commit. Now follow that arrow right into the cloud. Here is what is actually happening. The team aligns on configuration. They require specific automated checks for everything from standard stylings to identifying insecure patterns. They don't have human arguments about these items. They codify them as an API level requirement. This feeds directly into the 4 numbered modules in the center: security, performance, design patterns, and edge cases. Those aren't suggestions, they are the required shared checks defined by the team, acting as a mandatory filter before any code ever moves to review. Trace this flow past the checks to the 2 gates. Look at that red block sign on the top path. If a commit triggers any violation, like a new design pattern that doesn't fit the architecture, the git hook literally fails and the engineer fixes the code on the spot, right at their workstation. They never even get to open the PR, but look at the bottom path. When they follow that arrow through to a successful pass, the commit finally moves forward to PR is opened. This means that every single pull request has already been pre-verified by the team's standardized intelligence. Here is the counterintuitive pattern most engineers would not expect. By having more hard automated gates earlier in the workflow, the entire team speeds up. Teams are realizing this by replacing slow gatekeeping manual human reviews for basic issues with high fidelity, standardized automated checks. Look at the result on the right under team-wide benefits. Quality is now consistent across every contributor, not variable by reviewer. By the time a human pulls up the PR, the basic issues are gone. That freed up senior reviewer is now smiling and drinking coffee because they are focusing on high level architecture and mentoring, not basic style lanes. That rocket icon for accelerated velocity at the bottom. It is real. But this does not just benefit the speed of the sprint. Standardizing the intelligence of a whole organization, that signal reaches far outside of the sprint board. In this final scene, let's look at what this actually means for your career. It's the difference between being the bottleneck and being the force multiplier. Look over on the left. That stressed out engineer buried in papers is stuck in a traditional workflow. A senior reviewer does not have time to fix your careless typos or simple logic errors. If your PRs are always blocked by simple nits, your performance review will look exactly like that label at the bottom left. Needs improvement, slow delivery, inconsistent code quality. That is not a signal of high performance, it's a signal of friction. Now follow that glowing blue AI powered workflow heading all the way to the right. Look at this engineer. He's calm, he's efficient, while the developer on the left is stuck in day 7 with the resubmission on that timeline. This engineer is merging in 5 hours. His timeline shows a pre-review, an auto-fix, and a final merge. He reaches that flow state at the bottom right. This results in the glowing performance review block that says exceeds expectations. He is recognized not just for writing code, but for being a strategic thinker. That is the survival skill in the AI era. The counterintuitive beat here is that the senior reviewers aren't looking at your effort. They are looking at how efficiently their time is being used to review your output. If they can merge your PRs in hours on the first try with 0 issues, they will give you high visibility projects. This visual perfectly captures the interview differentiator. When that center text describes candidate B as discussing feature impact, system design, and candidate A as discussing bug fixes, they are already making the hiring decision. Which one of these bar graphs for output gap do you want representing your future? Getting your code right before anyone else sees it is not just efficient, it's a critical promotion accelerator. If you want weekly tips on how to master these kinds of high-impact engineering workflows, subscribe now for a new video every week. And if you are serious about implementing this exact pre-push self-review process today, check out the full step-by-step tutorial video via the link in the description.